Namaste, ma'am. I am Tanisha Singh and I study in class 11th Humanities. And
I am Amrita, studying in class 11th Commerce.
And we feel very honored to have given the chance to talk with you. And I've looked you up and I feel so inspired by the work you do and the things you have done and the morals you stand for. I looked you up on many articles and generally I feel so inspired. And we have a
That's great. Thank you for doing some research.
It's my pleasure, ma'am. And we have some questions that we are curious about and we would like you to answer them, please. And my first question will be, what inspired you to become an environmentalist?
Oh, that is a good question. I mean, when I go back to when I was a child, I can remember just playing in my local river, you know, and I always loved the environment from a child. So really that was very important. I think the really big turning point was when there was that big fish kill at Freshwater High. That was the first one. And we had tens of thousands of fish lying dead on the water. And it was such a real tragedy right there before my eyes. And I knew we had to do something. And so that we couldn't let that happen again in our river. And so that determination, and then seeing the young people that I worked with become inspired and energised and have really good ideas, because they were very upset as well about the big, pollution event in our river. And so that kind of really got me started. But there was a moment here at Tulsi Gut on the banks of Mother Ganga where I realised that the things that we had started in Australia actually had a much bigger application than I could have possibly imagined, as a simple science teacher. If you had said to me in 1991, oh, you're going to be on the banks of River Ganges and doing this and doing that, I would not have thought it possible. But there was a calling, we were invited, we saw we could do something to help, and we made a commitment. And that was the second significant point of change, is that we actually dedicated our lives to this work.
Thank you, ma'am, for your answer. I believe, yes, I also agree that there's a big turning point in everything, and I see the same thing. Thank you for answering.
I would like to ask a question. Could you share a memorable experience from your work with leading?
A memorable experience. Oh my goodness. There's so many, really. There are so many amazing moments.
Anything that comes to mind?
Oh no, I'm just thinking for a minute. Give me a little bit of thinking time.
Sure.
Look, I think really the importance of having science and spirituality together, and that is something that's really that's something that Mother Ganga has taught me, and the people of Tulsi Gut and the Sankapochen Foundation. And it's the importance of, for me, I talk about the really big turning point being on the banks of River Ganga. And it was seeing people coming to pray in the river, and the beauty and the energy of that. And at the same time measuring what the fecal colon formula was, and seeing that it was massive and way over, so it should be less than 500 for bathing, and it was 50,000 and 5 million. That combination broke my heart. Ganga must be clean so people can come to do the darshan and their prayers without pollution.
Thank you. Now, my next question is, how do you approach environmental challenges in a practical way?
Good question. I think there's two things. One is to be looking about you in your daily life and saying, how am I contributing to change? And making sure that everything you do at home is reducing your personal ecological footprint. And then the other one is to have a really big vision of where you want to go, how you want the world to be. And then ask yourself every day, what am I going to do today to achieve that vision?
My question would be, what would you suggest us, like people like the students, what change could we make in our daily life to make a big difference to our environment? Like just one thing you would suggest.
Look, the big challenges that we face now are climate change, air pollution, water pollution, loss of biodiversity.
Yes.
And so anything that you can do in those. So if I'm talking about climate change, you know, walk or ride your bike to school. Don't get driven to school. You know, walk more. It's good for your health. You should be having 7,000 plus steps a day anyway. That's good for your health. You know, that's a simple action that you can take that will stop you burning fossil fuels in the form of car transport. Yeah. So that would be one thing. What you eat. So eating a plant-based diet is really important. Or growing your own food is even better to do there. When I think about air, again, you know, not driving. You know, if you have to go somewhere, have multiple reasons to go there. Don't just go for one thing because you need to get something. And yes, bike, ride a bike, walk. Yeah.
Thank you.
And plant trees.
Yeah.
And don't cut down trees.
My next question is, what role do you believe education plays in creating a sustainable future?
We can't do it without education and young people. You know, I know so many inspiring young people who motivate others. And so if we're not informed about what's going on, how do we know how to act in a way that is in harmony with the earth? So education is absolutely key.
Awareness is a big thing.
What else would you get from a teacher though, huh?
My last question would be, what advice would you give to young individuals interested in environmental security?
Go for it. Give it your all. Give your whole self to this work. There is nothing more important that you can do in your life than give your whole self to this work.
Thank you, ma'am, for such inspiring answers. I feel even honored after receiving you such inspiring words, and I feel very motivated to work towards environment and everything.
Fabulous. I look forward to hearing what you do. Can you get in touch and let me know?
I
Sure.
will.
Good.
Surely. Where would you like me to keep in touch with you?
We should give you emails.
Okay, sure. Thank you for your time. Thank you.